Hello friends, how are you? Welcome to your own channel Midu Study. I am your friend Ashutosh from IIM Indore, and friends, Midu Study is your own channel in which we discuss various management subjects in a very simple manner. Friends, our today's video is on HRM, that is our human resource management module, and topic is training and development second video. So in last video we already started this chapter, training and development, video number 13, in which we understood what training is, concept of training, and uses of training, why training is very required, and also today we will discuss more about the methods of training, types of training, and then we will move to development, and then we will see some of the differences between training and development, and this will be end of this chapter. In next video we will move to the next chapter, human resource development. So let us start today's video, my dear friends. First of all, let us study some of the few types of training. So very first is induction training, and then orientation or job training. So for induction and orientation I will not spend much of the time, because on induction orientation we have separate videos, detailed videos in which we have discussed what these are all about. But for the benefit of our friends who have not seen, or just for the revision of the concepts, induction is type of training conducted for new appointees. It focuses on introducing new employees to organizational procedures, functioning, policies, cultures, rules and regulations. So it is more about letting the new person know what company is all about, what kind of procedure it follows, what kind of functions, policies it follows, what are the rules and regulations. So equipping him with that particular knowledge is known as induction training. Job training or orientation, this training is given to both new and existing employees. Orientation aims at making employees aware of job roles, responsibilities and accountabilities. So it can be for both new employees as well as existing employees, and purpose is to make that particular employee know of his roles and responsibilities. This was more about telling about companies, policies, rules, regulations. This is about own role and responsibility. This is the basic difference between our induction and orientation. Next is apprenticeship training. It is a hybrid form of job training and classroom teaching, where trainees are trained about both the knowledge and skills required in performing a particular job. So we can say a mix of classroom teaching as well as job training. That is apprenticeship training. Fourth type is internship training. It is a very common thing. Most of us would have undergone induction, not induction, internship, either during graduation or some post-graduation courses. So what is internship all about? See, I would say classroom or our school, college, that gives us more of theoretical knowledge along with some practical which is conducted in lab. But how that is there in the industry, that how can one know? One can know through this internship training. So in this, the person enters the organization and he sees for that few months how things work. So for example, someone is doing MBA in marketing. So after first year and before second year starts, for those 2-3 months he will go to some company, see what that marketing is all about, get some marketing project. So if someone is into electrical engineering, he will know what electrical engineering concepts are there, motors, generators, transformers and everything of that stuff. But when he actually goes to an organization, suppose he goes to DMRC or NTPC or NHPC, he will see how practically these concepts are used on those organizations. This is what internship is all about. Next is training for promotion. So it is a specific type. Sometimes what happens, that you have identified that some person is suitable for promotion, taking him to the next level, but then you want to see if that person, he has those skills or not. Many times it happens that for going to next level some additional skills are required, and for that you train a person. Some employees who tend to perform better than existing job roles, many organizations identify and appreciate these employees by giving them special training that can prepare them for next promotion. As promotion leads to change in job role and responsibility of employee, training needs to be given. In this way, employees are trained to get promotion and perform efficiently. This is training for promotion. Now let us discuss methods of training. So there are two basic broad methods: on the job training, off the job training. And as we understand from the name, on the job means when you are there on the job, along with that you are getting trained. Off the job means you go away from your present job to some different location, different vertical, and then get trained. Now let us discuss. It is a method where training is imparted to employee where they are actually performing their job at a workplace. So at their own workplace they are getting trained. This method is generally used by organization to train employee for performing various operating functions. Some of the common methods of on the job training. So job rotation. So in job rotation, for some months employees move to a different work, that is known as job rotation. Coaching and mentoring. So by appointing a coach for him, a mentor for him, you are getting him trained. giving him assignments, apprenticeship, which we discussed, mix of your teaching, internship, which we discussed for few months actually going into some organization, and then orientation, which is for current as well as existing employees. Then comes your next, which is off the job training. In this method, trainees are sent to location outside actual workplace. It may be provided by certified trainers within the organization or external trainers. So for off the job training, there are two possibilities. It can be done either through certified trainers who are within the organization. Now these people can be from the same vertical, or can be preferably, not can be, I would say preferably, from some other department to get those skills trained to the persons. And you can sometimes also hire external trainer. There are many coaches, many good trainers available in the market who will come and train your employees. Now some of the methods of off the job training. First is classroom lecture. So typical method which has been used in India for over time. In classroom lectures, there will be some presentations which will be given, and the trainer will be teaching these people using some audio visuals or some examples through AVs, some sample case studies in which you tell some best industry practices, someone who did what was the benefits. Then there can be role playing. So in role plays, people are assigned different roles, and through that you do. There can be simulation in which the real life, I would say, scenario is simulated in the environment and it is done. And vestibule training, which is more of technical training, in which people who are into technical fields are given training. These are some of the methods of off the job training. Now training and learning organization. So what is the concept of learning organization? Nowadays it is time when every organization should aim to become a learning organization. Learning organization is one that focuses on acquiring knowledge and encouraging innovative ideas with aim to survive in a rapidly changing business environment. So that is basically learning organization, which is encouraging innovative ideas. Let me give you an example. Suppose the company is coming up with a new product. So rather than hiring some experts or depending upon external people, they ask their own employees to design a campaign or give some innovative ideas for that. It can be in a form of contest. So in this you are encouraging your own employees. This is basically an example of learning organization. Learning organization creates an environment which supports employees in their learning and critical thinking and encourage the new ideas. As a learning organization promotes constant learning, training plays important role in the growth of organization. So such a learning organization is bound to have growth because it is working on improving its employees. Sorry. Concept of development. Now we move to development. So development, we can say, is a long-term process. A long-term. Training can be short-term. Development is always long-term. Aims at overall improvement of employee for future job performance. What it focuses on? It focuses on enhancing the conceptual and theoretical knowledge of employees for particular job position that they may hold in the future. For example, if an employee has instinct leadership qualities, she may be prepared for position of a manager or team leader through proper education or mentoring. This is the concept of development. Sometimes employees are asked to handle some of the tasks related to future job positions. So see, if you have decided that this person is going to be a team leader, so you can give him that task for some particular assignment. Under your supervision, he will have team leading. Whereas, so whatever things are positive, you can tell them, and where is lacking also you can tell them, so that when he actually becomes a team leader, it is easier for him to define. Now, what is need of for development in organizations, or why this development is very crucial? Definitely it will increase your efficiency. If you are working on your manpower, it will need to improve efficiency and wastage will reduce because of this. Increased employee morale. So see, employee morale increases. Why it increases? Because if employee know that organization is working on its development or is working for it, then they will be more motivated. They will be more, I would say, have a boost in their morale that they should perform because organization is doing so. Improve industrial relations. So such things improve industrial relation also. When you involve coaches, mentors from across organizations or industries, then it improves, and also your overall image of as an employer also improves in the market. Optimum utilization of resources. You can utilize your resources well if you are using development. And fast response to change. So see, change is the only constant. In today's time, changes keep on happening. So fast response to change. If your employees, you have worked on the development, they can respond to such changes very efficiently. Now, the last topic of today's discussion, what is the difference between training and development? So we have seen training, we have seen development. Now let us differ between the two. So training, as we discussed, is a narrow concept, can be as short as for few days, even a 3-day, 5-day training. Development is always a broad concept. So we can say in a way training is a part of development. Validity or sustainability, training has validity for present job only. So in this you are training the person to become better for current job. Development is valid for current as well as future job. So in development you are making that person ready for current job as well as future job also. Applicability, training is applicable for a particular job, only for particular job for which person is there. Development is not job specific, on that you are working for the overall development of that person, his skills, his capabilities. That is the difference. Target audience, normally training is for people at operative level, your technicians, people who are there in the factories or who are in a day-to-day execution sort of stuff. Development is normally for employees working in the middle or your top management levels. So you work for their betterment. That is basically development. Methods, normally the on the job training methods like which we discussed, your job rotation, induction, orientation, all those are used in training. Development are mainly off the job were your basically your classroom lectures, whereas the person is sent to different location, your simulations, your role playing, case studies, all that. Skills and knowledge, training develops the physical and mental skills. So physical and mental skills are getting developed in training, and this development is developed, like I told, it is developing the person as a whole. So the intellect, his leadership skills, interpersonal skills, decision making skills, all that are getting developed in development. These are the basic differences between training and development. So friends, this was all about today's video in which we discussed the concept of training and development. In our next video, we will move to the next chapter, which is human resource development. Friends, if you have any suggestions on today's video, any feedback or any doubts, you can write in the comment section, we will respond, or you can also write on our mail ID meeru.study@gmail.com. If you are liking our content, please like our video, share and subscribe to Meeru Study. Thank you friends, take care.